W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening, and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KD8VYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2517 with the release date of Friday, January 23rd, 2026 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. A severe solar radiation storm disrupts HF communication. U.S. lawmakers propose restoring funds to Voice of America, and in New Zealand, Q codes are on the move. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2517 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Wadsworth, Ohio, here's Stephen Kenford, N8WB.
Our top story this week is the most severe solar radiation storm in more than 20 years. It began on Monday, January 19th, and lasted through much of the week. The National Weather Service declared the storm to be at an S4 level, a degree of severity not seen since October of 2023. S4 is the second highest level of this type of storm. The storm's severity, which exceeded that of the one in October of 2023, disrupted the HF bands, challenging ham radio operators while creating spectacular auroral displays. A bipartisan agreement among the U.S. lawmakers could restore the government's financial support of Voice of America, Radio Free Europe, and other federally funded news services. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, has that story.
U.S. lawmakers in Washington, D.C. have reached a deal that would fund the Voice of America, giving its parent organization, the U.S. Agency for Global Media, an estimated $653 million. That figure is considerably lower than the annual $860 million provided previously to the agency. As described on the Radio World website, the funds would also pay for restoration of operations for Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, and Radio Free Asia. A minimum of $30 million is earmarked for medium and shortwave programming by the Office of Cuba Broadcasting. The deal is part of a larger spending bill, the National Security Department of State and Related Programs Appropriations Act. It has the support of both parties in Congress, and its funding plan goes against the White House's executive order from last year, which shut the international news services. Even if the measure receives final approval from the House and Senate, it will still require the President's signature. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
The NASA's Artemis II mission began its long-awaited journey to the moon and back on Saturday, the 17th of January, with the rocket's rollout onto the launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. 3 of the 4 astronauts who will be aboard have their amateur radio licenses. Travis Lisk, N3ILS, tells us what's up next.
If all goes well, astronauts Reed Wiseman, KF5LKT, Victor Glover, KI5BKC, Jeremy Hansen, KF5LKU, and Christina Cook could be poised for liftoff as soon as early February on the Artemis II test flight. Though the crew won't be touching down on the moon's surface, the test flight's 10-day journey will establish a path for an eventual longer human presence on the moon. In fact, it will be a springboard, in a manner of speaking, to send the first NASA astronauts to Mars. By the time the quartet splashes down in the Pacific Ocean, their journey will have taken them the farthest from Earth that any crewed mission has ventured. This will be the first human spaceflight to the moon in more than 50 years. Last year, the U.S. Space Agency asked hams with the necessary capabilities to observe the Doppler shift on the spacecraft's S-band return link carrier signal. The spacecraft's S-band range is between 2200 and 2290 megahertz. Volunteers will not be transmitting or uplinking signals. This is Travis Lisk, and 3 ILS.
Determined to preserve Taiwan citizens' ability to communicate despite ongoing damage to underwater internet cables, many Taiwanese are pursuing the wireless option of amateur radio. John Williams, VK4JJW, brings us the details.
Last summer, a court in Taiwan gave a 3-year prison sentence to the Chinese captain of a ship registered in Togo after he was convicted of deliberately damaging Taiwan's underwater cables. Though that high-profile case in the justice system appeared to settle one incident, Taiwan remains challenged by such ongoing damage, which cuts the island off from the rest of the world. Taiwan is also embroiled in ongoing tensions with Beijing, which claims the self-ruled territory as its own. Recent media reports say that amateur radio is being seen as Taiwan's wireless workaround to maintaining connectivity. The civil defense group there has been providing ham radio instruction to prepare candidates for their operating licenses. Although there's already an amateur radio presence in Taiwan, represented by the Chinese Taipei Amateur Radio League, these newest candidates are pursuing license status, especially because of the damage being done to the cables. Their hope is to be able to step in and maintain communications if Taiwan is cut off from the internet. More than 90% of Taiwan's internet traffic is carried by 15 international and 10 domestic communication cables. This is John Williams, VK4JJW.
The American Red Cross has many powerful tools in its repertoire to assist communities in distress, and now, in Flagstaff, Arizona, it is about to add amateur radio. Ralph Squillace, KK6ITV, tells us about it.
The legacy of Silent Key Jack Lunsford, NT7MM, is going to help save lives. Jack, who had been a member of the Northern Arizona DX Association, became a silent key at the age of 94 in December of 2024. His daughter presented his beloved Kenwood radio to the DX Association, hoping it would continue its mission of communication and goodwill. Bob Wirtz, NF7E, the association president, has ensured that this will happen. He has donated the radio to the American Red Cross office in Flagstaff for use by licensed amateurs among the staff and volunteers. Denny Pricer, KC3DTB, a Red Cross recruitment specialist for the region, acknowledged the gift, saying in a press release, quote, "Ham radio provides emergency broadcasts when everything is down. They are more powerful than portable radios and can be used to communicate around the globe. Lately, there has been a resurgence of ham radios with wildfires and other disasters," end quote. This is Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB.
A short window of time remains to nominate candidates for this year's award to be presented at Hamvention. The categories are Amateur Radio Club of the Year, Amateur Radio Operator of the Year, Technical Achievement, and Special Achievement. The Club of the Year award honors organizations that demonstrate commitment to their community and society. The Operator of the Year acknowledges active amateurs who are also active contributors to the amateur community at large and its future. The Technical Achievement Award recognizes hams whose inventions, experiments, or other related accomplishments have improved ham radio. The Special Achievement Award honors an individual who has shown over the years a commitment to professionalism, service, and advancement of ham radio in general. Nomination forms can be found on the Hamvention website at hamvention.org. You will also find details about supporting documentation that is required. The nomination period closes on the 10th of February. Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the W9 MID repeater of the Mid-State Amateur Radio Club in Greenwood, Indiana at 7 p.m. local time. Through the years, amateur radio operators have become as much a fixture at one of India's major religious gatherings as the thousands of pilgrims themselves, and for a very good, life-saving reason. Jason Daniels, VK2 LAW, explains.
The Gangasaga Mela, the week-long Hindu pilgrimage that takes place each January, where the Bay of Bengal meets the Ganges River, is a sacred time for millions throughout India. The crowd size makes it a perilous time as well. A man suffered a stroke, a toddler became separated in the crowd from her mother, and the father of a teenager nearly drowned, according to news reports. Members of the West Bengal Radio Club, who have been a steady presence at the Mela for many years, are deployed with their radios into the crowd, connecting with a central hub. To successfully find the toddler's mother, a trio of radio operators shared a photo of the 3-year-old with others and reached out to an amateur radio operator in the family's hometown in Bangladesh for additional information. In another instance, a teenage girl said her father had not returned from his visit to the shore of the island, prompting the Hams to conduct a search. They got in touch with the on-site health centre and learned that he'd been transported there after nearly drowning earlier in the day in the shallow waters surrounding the island. The Hams were also able to reassure the family of a 64-year-old stroke patient. They contacted his family to let them know he required medical assistance and had been airlifted to Kolkata for treatment. This is Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
Competitors and volunteers are getting ready for the 2026 World Radio Sport Team Championship in July, but organizers are also looking a bit farther down the road to 2030. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, has those details.
A competition of sorts is taking place among would-be hosts for the 2030 World Radio Sport Team Championship, and the organization's sanctioning committee has set a deadline of the 15th of February to receive letters of intent. The letters should include the proposed time frame and location, the estimated budget with fundraising plan, and identify the officers and organizing committee. Letters of intent or questions about the host selection process should be sent to dougk1dg@gmail.com. The committee would like to announce the next host during the closing ceremony of WRTC 2026 in July in the UK. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
In the world of DX, listen for the special event call sign HI60UD, which is on the air to mark the 60th anniversary of the second oldest amateur radio club in the Dominican Republic, the Union Dominicana de Radio Aficionados. Operators are on the HF bands using SSB and the digital modes through to the 31st of January. Preferred QSL is via LOTW, but direct and EQSL will be accepted. Jazz NK80 is on the air as 5H3DX from Tanzir until the 9th of February, operating CW and using the digital modes on 20 through 10 meters, if conditions permit. He will also be on 6 meters. Alex IW5ELA is active holiday style as 8Q7EL from the Maldives, IOTA number AS013, until the 27th of January, using mainly CW on various HF bands. Listen for older PY1SAD on the air through the 23rd of February as 8R1TM from Guyana. He is using CW, SSB, and digital modes on 160 to 6 meters. He is also operating via satellite during the week from 2300 to 0300 UTC and more frequently during the weekends. See the QRZ.com pages for these 3 stations for QSL and additional information. Finally, here's our last story for this week. This one, which originates in New Zealand, has been patiently waiting in queue. Or is that waiting in queue, as in the letter Q? Actually, both are correct, because this story is about Q signals, but it's also about cars, and Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF, is here to give us a cue. Or is that a clue?
No doubt you've been on the air and heard QSL, QSO, and QRZ. If you check into any nets, you have likely met up with QNC, QNI, and QNF. But have you ever encountered any of these while driving? Here in New Zealand, our cars don't just have turn signals. They have Q signals. David ZL2WT recently reported to Neil ZL1NZ, the NZNet news manager, that he's been seeing more and more vehicles with plates that are sporting all kinds of Q signals. That's because New Zealand, which issues 3 letters and 3 numerals to each of its newly registered vehicles, does so in alphabetical order. Not quite 2 years ago, the system began issuing plates with the letter Q. A busy radio operator, David is always on the alert for a QRZ. But when he recently spotted one while taking a walk, he wasn't operating pedestrian mobile. It was on the plate of a car at a nearby QTH. Sadly, he didn't find a QTH, at least not one that was on a car. He was ready to locate a QRV, however, and he did, parked not far from his own QTH. David told Newsline that the worst Q code any car can receive is QSD. An enthusiastic CW operator, he knows that it means your keying is defective. He told Newsline, "I would not own a vehicle with that number plate." Now, I'm not driving, but it's time for me to put the brakes on anyway. Time to go QRT. This is Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF.
Are you ready to write a ham radio haiku? It's easy, even if you've never written a single line of poetry in your life. Visit our website at arnewsline.org, and as you compose your ode to your favorite on-the-air activity, we will help you use the correct number of syllables to make an authentic haiku. Submit your work, and then sit back and wait to hear whether your inspired haiku will be highlighted on our website where everyone can read it. With thanks to American Red Cross, ARS Technica, David ZL2WT, David Bihar, K7DB, DW.com, DX News, 425 DX Bulletin, Hemvention, James Gifford, N8KET, KB6NU Blog, Live Science, NASA, National Weather Service, Neil, ZL1NZ, NZNet News, QRZ.com Forums, Radio World, ShortwaveRadio.de, Spacecom, The Statesman, Times of India, Wireless Institute of Australia, WRTC, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at airnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Stephen Kinford, NHWB in Wadsworth, Ohio, saying 73, and as always, we thank you for listening. We wish all our listeners the very best for the year ahead in 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its material even when retransmitted elsewhere. All rights are reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Net to start in about 11 minutes.
W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club, Monday night VHF UHF net. My name is Frank. My call is W8ECT, but for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open, directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all radio amateurs for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, to enhance net operating practices, and to keep our members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time, preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. We'll start with some announcements and ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club. Once that's complete, we'll take check-ins, call signs only, 5 at a time, confirm that call before moving on. I'll work through those 5 check-ins, then ask for 5 more, and repeat that process till we get done. If things slow down towards the end, we'll take you 1 at a time. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give me your call, repeat it phonetically, followed by your name and location. When all check-ins have been worked, I'll repeat the announcements and then close the net. We also operate an HF plus 6 band exploration net starting at 9:30 p.m. after this net. The approximate frequencies are posted on our webpage and will be announced on this repeater immediately prior to 9:30 p.m. Tonight, the band exploration net will be on 80 meters at approximately 3.827 megahertz. Exact frequency will depend on band activity in QRM, so please join us if you have the privileges and the equipment. Alrighty, a couple of announcements here. Unfortunately, I have to announce that long-term club member and active ham Dave Reith, Whiskey 8 HFY, has passed away. Became a silent key Sunday. I have no additional information on this. We'll have to check for an obituary in the next couple of days. But sorry to see him go. He was quite a guy. I had a chance to work and talk with him for a while a couple of years ago, and just a super nice guy. Coming up this Wednesday, January 28th, is normally a clubhouse event. Due to the inclement cold weather and the possibility the parking lot is filled with snow, we're not going to hold a formal clubhouse activity this January. There will be probably a couple of us club members up there doing some work in the clubhouse, putting in a keyboard tray, doing some light installations and things like that, but no formal activity is planned. I'll probably be there about 5 p.m. and leave by 7:30, 8 o'clock. If you're bored and have nothing else to do, come on in and join us. We have the doorbell back up and operating, so if the door's locked, just push the button and we'll get to you real quick then. Next formal meeting will be our February meeting at Pilgrim United Church of Christ, downtown Cuyahoga Falls. That will be at 7 p.m. Again, the new time, 7 p.m. Wednesday, February 11th. We're finalizing plans and details for that meeting, but the plans right now are to introduce an antenna building project for new hams. Those of you who have technicians and an HT sometimes have trouble getting in repeaters. This will be an antenna that you can either put in your house or outside if you'd like, and it'll actually be a selection of several antennas to greatly enhance the performance of your HT, because quite frankly, the rubber duckies they give you with HTs are not real efficient, and so we'll have more information about that coming up probably in the newsletter. Okay, those are the only announcements I have. I hope everybody's doing well, bearing with cold weather. So at this point, we'll ask for any club officer or member with any announcements of general interest for the club. Please check in now and let us know what you got. Come again with the call sign and then go ahead with the announcement.
Charlie 8 X-ray Oscar. I hope my HD is in the repeater since you guys changed the antenna. Great.
Well, I'll tell you, we've got a lot of noise on the repeater tonight, and we have been trying to solve that. I just haven't been up there in the last week due to the cold weather. I'm having real trouble copying you. If there's any way you can go in on the 440 side, you'll get a much cleaner signal in there. But try it once more.
All right, Frank, I'm on the 440 side. Is this better?
Absolutely, much better. Go ahead, Vince.
Well, first off, my condolences to the family of David. David and I used to exchange all kinds of banter, being he was a Sooner and my in-law family were Cowboys, being Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Other than that, the important thing is newsletter articles are due soon. The end of the month is approaching quickly, and I want to get things done as fast as I can. If you have stuff to put into the newsletter, think about it now. Alpha Charlie 8 X-Ray Oscar, back to net.
All right, real good. We'll get that announcement in there, and I will have an article, either Anthony or I have some pictures of our Winter Field Day operation this weekend, so we'll go ahead and get that to you, so we'll have at least something there. And for those of you who missed it, by the way, we did do Winter Field Day this year. We started operating Saturday about 11 a.m. when the event started and worked through till about 8 p.m. The last member who was going to show up and operate had car troubles and had to back out, so I think we wrapped up about 9 p.m. or so, but we did pretty good. I think we had about 6 people there operating, and I think it was a good experience for everybody there. So we'll have some more events coming up this winter as contests arrive. All right, are there any other members or officers with announcements of general interest? Otherwise, we'll go to check-ins. W8VPV, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club, looking for check-ins.
Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Kilo, John and Ken.
All right, John, got you. Next.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Golf Delta, Bill, National.
Got you, Bill. Next.
KPU, Hotel Mark and Akron, in and out.
Got you, Larry, KPU, and I heard Mark. What was your call sign, Mark?
November 8, November Hotel.
Okay, I should have recognized that. Got you, Mark. Thanks for stopping by. Next.
WO3X.
John, got you in there. One more, please.
KF8, EPB.
Got you, Brian. All right, we'll head back to the top here. KB8VHK, John, one of our Winter Field Day operators. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, Frank and Club. Yeah, I was one of the operators. I think I took over for Frank probably about 5 o'clock, 5:30 or so. We had a pretty good time. I think I turned off the lights and locked the doors about 9:30. And I just want to thank Brian, break for time, for coming and showing me some of the tips and tricks on the club radio. I wasn't very familiar with it, but he showed me a few things. I got it down to where it was very easy to work and find the stations, and I really appreciate that. Other than that, that's about all I got. KB8BHK, back to the net.
All right, very good, John. Of course, good to see you up there, and about all I can do is stay warm. And one of these days, I may even ask Brian to give us a quick presentation on that radio. I have an FT710. It sits in a transport box right now for various POTA and other events that I use it for, but it's not my regular radio on my desk, and I was also kind of fumbling trying to figure out how to use that 710, so I need to get some more familiarity with it. But very good, John. Good hearing you in there. KF8DGD, Bill, go ahead.
KF8DGD, W8VPV. Good evening, Frank, everybody else on the net. Hope everybody's surviving this cold weather we're having. Not too much going on. I didn't participate in the Winter Field Day this year, but hopefully in the future. But other than that, not too much else going on. Got my general exam scheduled over at CFL on February 22nd, so getting ready for that. Other than that, not too much else going on. Frank, I'll turn it back over to you, KF8DGD. I'll be clear, but listening. 73 to all. Have a great rest of your week and stay safe.
All right, thanks a lot, Bill. Always good hearing you in there. KAPU, Larry, go ahead, sir.
Frank, everybody on the net, hope everybody's doing the shoveling sparingly and staying in and keeping warm, because it is ugly out there. Sure sad to hear about Dave. I've known him back since the 70s. He was a member. I've sat with him at meetings and field days, and just a heck of a nice guy. Very knowledgeable, of course, but interesting. And I haven't seen him so much here last year or two. Not so much, but great guy. Sure will miss him. And beyond that, I hope everybody stays in, keeps warm. Glad Winter Field Day went well. I couldn't participate. Excuse me. But, well, we get past this and have some nice weather and field days and Hamfest and get outside. Back to you, Frank. Catch everybody. I can't do 80, so I'll catch you next week. W8VPV, K8PO.
All right, very good, Larry. I know you've been a regular summer field day for years and years and years, and, well, missed you, but maybe next year then. Next up, John, WO3X. Go ahead, sir.
W8VPV, this is WO3X. Good evening to you, Frank, and all on the net. Yeah, I'm the guy that had car trouble. What happened is I got into my spot there, and I left the car idling, and then proceeded to connect the computer to the radio to get N1MM going. And I had it working here at the house, and in fact last year that's the setup that I used out in the field there. Well, for some reason the logging program couldn't see the actual frequency of the radio. It was still on the last frequency that it was on at the house here. So I don't know if N1MM changed and now it needs internet access to work. So what I was trying to solve that, and all of a sudden the car overheated, and so that ended that winter field day operation. I made 3 contacts anyhow, and logged them on paper. And today I submitted that, and the thing said I actually got 15 points because of 2 attributes or something. So with that, this is WO3X, back to the net.
All right, well, very good, John. Sorry that things didn't work out the way they should have. For some reason, I noticed at one point N1MM had dropped connectivity to the machine up in the room. When I first took over, I just did a click on reconnect, and it seemed to connect there, so I don't really know what happened, if a connector was bumped or not, but yeah, that's something you probably want to look into. I cannot imagine they would have made N1MM dependent on the internet. That just doesn't seem right, because so many people use it for park activations and other operations where you don't have net connectivity. As far as the car overheating, I don't know, ice in the radiator or ice in the system somehow, or do you think just the sustained idling did it?
I guess it was the sustained idling, because later, when I went home, and then looked over the situation, I drove it around, and it was just fine. So I don't know. I'm going to take it to the Hamfest on Saturday there. So I mean, it looks okay. So that'll be a good test for it. So that's what that's what I'm going to do. This is WO3X.
All right. Well, good luck, John, and I'm probably going to go to that Hamfest also. Probably will not be selling. Don't have time to set up, and my truck's really not operating right now, but I will be there to look around and see what this is like and support our new Hamfest in Struthers, I think it was, Ohio.
Yeah, that's right. It's just off of Interstate 680 there. There's actually a Struthers exit sign.
has not heard this, this is a brand new ham fest. First year they've done it. Admission is $5, and that includes the door prize ticket. It's 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at St. Nick's Hall in Struthers, Ohio. Address is 762 5th Street in Struthers, and they got a nice little flyer out there, so I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully it takes off and it'll be another permanent long-term ham fest in the area. All right, thanks, John. Next up, Brian, KF8EPB. Go ahead, sir.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, this is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Papa Bravo. Good evening to everyone on the net. I hope everyone's doing good and staying warm. Yeah, it was my pleasure to help out over there the other night with the radio. I don't know much, but I'm happy to help whenever I can. And I just wanted to say to John OW3 or O3X, it sounds like your thermostat's stuck. Sometimes it'll happen in the cold. So, you know, thermostat sticks, car will overheat, and then it'll unstick, and then it'll be okay. But other than that, I don't really have anything else for tonight. I don't know if I'll be over there Wednesday. I'm kind of busy this week, but other than that, hope everyone has a good day tomorrow, and I'm kind of dreading 5:30 work tomorrow. It's supposed to be minus 17, so there's that. Everyone have a good night. This is KF8EPB 73.
Very good, Brian. And once again, you've reminded me why I'm so happy I've retired at this point. Tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning, I will be bonding with my pillow and hopefully oblivious to the cold happening out there. And I do feel sorry for everybody that's got to go out and endure that. It is supposed to be one of the coldest nights of the year. If you do have pipes on an outside wall, and you've probably heard this from your local weather forecasters, maybe open the cupboard doors and make sure they can stay warm enough so they don't freeze. I had a friend who did a massive amount of damage to his house many years ago when a pipe on an outside wall froze on the second floor, and they didn't catch it. It actually froze solid, and they didn't catch it for about 2 days after it started to warm up. So not good at all. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the list here. And by the way, this Wednesday is just a work session, nothing formal planned. So if you're bored and have nothing else to do, come on out. But if you're busy, take care of whatever else. I'm at the bottom of my list here, so I'm looking for 5 more check-ins. Go ahead now. Call signs only, please.
KD8VYT.
KD8VYT. Got you, Russ. Next.
8WTK.
Got you, Bill. Next.
KE8ULC.
Got you, Leo. Next.
KE8ULC.
I'm sorry, that was Kurt. Go ahead, Kurt. I'm sorry, I got you in there now. Sorry about that. I got ULC next.
K8KBI, in and out.
All right, Ron, got you in and out. I gotta write a note here so I'll go back to you. Another one?
Whiskey Alpha 8, Kilo Oscar Charlie, WA8 KOC Fred Akron, in and out. Have a good evening, Frank.
All right, got you in and out. Thanks, appreciate it. Next.
Did you get DGD or was he in and out?
I did not hear a DGD. I heard ULC. Oh, I got DGG. KF8DGD way up at the front end. He was my second check-in.
Okay, yeah, I missed it. Sorry. W3X.
Not a problem, thanks. I don't want to miss anybody out there. Another check-in, please.
Kilo 8, Papa Julie Whiskey, K8DKW, Philip and Pittsburgh.
Give me the call sign again, Dave. The K8 station, Dave, give me the call sign again, please. I had to turn up my volume. Full into the repeater, but I'm not hearing any audio. I may have a problem with the mic or the cable, and try it once more.
Kilo 8, Papa Juliet Whiskey, KAPKW.
8 Papa King Whiskey, was that it, Dave?
Papa Juliet Whiskey.
Got it. Pardon my ears tonight. Papa Juliet Whiskey. All right. We're at the bottom of the page. Let me go ahead and get to the top. We'll work through the 5 I've got here. Back to the top. KD8VYT. Go ahead, Russ.
Hey, I'm having an antenna party at 5 o'clock in the morning. Anybody want to come over and help put up an antenna in 5 below weather and foot of snow?
They say antennas work best when you put them up in the dead of winter and also when you cut yourself in the process, but I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, I keep waiting for the ground to thaw out and the snow to melt, but it keeps snowing. Anyway, I just want to say hey to everybody. This is KD8VYT 73.
Great, very good, Russ. When we get some better weather, I'll be glad to give you a hand with that. I was there when we pulled up the initial antenna, a formidable project and very impressive. Hopefully we can get another antenna up there for you. But you're coming through loud and clear on this one, so very good. Good hearing you in there. All right, next up, Bill, KA8WTK. How you doing tonight?
W8VPV, KA8WTK. I'm doing pretty good, Frank. Blown snow a couple of times this weekend. I've got some places measure 12 inches of snow, some that measure 14. All depends on how it laid when it came down. Been staying warm and picked up a couple of interesting things. My wife and I, as I've mentioned before, we like to go through secondhand stores and whatnot. And back here just before Christmas, we went through one, and I came across something that I owned back in the early 60s. I found a pair of Lafayette 3-transistor CB walkie-talkies, model number HA70A. They look brand spanking new. They're still in the boxes. They still have the owner's manual with them. One of them still has the little leatherette case that they used to give you for transistor radios and whatnot. I had one of these, and I scraped up money from somewhere to get $10 so I could buy one. So I could talk to my friends who had CB walkie-talkies. It's really an interesting thing from my childhood. Back to that. W8VPV, KA8WTK.
Oh, very good, Bill. I remember those days. I think Night Kid had a similar 3-transistor walkie-talkie. I remember my dad building the kids. They were in blue plastic cases, and I saw one at a ham fest, but the guy wanted just an arm and a leg for it, and it didn't work. It looks like somebody had left a battery in there, so I kind of let it go. But yeah, from the early days, that would have been probably late 60s. I do remember that. But very good. Stay warm and take care, and well, hopefully this will be done soon. Next up, Kurt, KE8ULC. Go ahead.
W8VPV, this is KE8ULC. I did not attend the Winterfield Day. I was trying to get the N1MM Plus going on my own computer and radio. For some reason, I just couldn't get it up and going, so maybe I'll have to get a little help when I come over to the clubhouse one time. I feel sorry for the rest of you that have to go to work tomorrow. I am retired. But as being retired, I'm now also a grandpa, which means when schools aren't in session, I'm on call. Back to the net. This was KE8ULC.
Oh, that can be like a second career in hard winter. Oh, very good, Kurt. Good luck. Have fun with it tomorrow. It's memories that they will cherish with them. I remember when my family would hand me off to my grandparents for babysitting, and some good times there. And yeah, absolutely, Anthony is probably the expert on N1MM. I could try to fumble around with it if you want. One of these days we can meet up at the clubhouse or something and work on it if you can't get there. But eventually it will work. So good luck there. Let's see here. KVI was in and out. KC was in and out. Dave, K8PJW. Go ahead, sir.
W8VPV, this is KAPKW, and the name is Philip, Papa Hotel India, Lima India Papa, from Twinsburg. I'm an occasional attendee on the net here, and so it's good to hear everyone. We've survived the snow okay. We only had to do 2 passes on the driveway, and everything's looking good now. Other than that, I spent an hour or two doing winter field day, and we had a lot of fun on that. There's about 25 contacts, and then life got in the way again. But it was fun nonetheless. So that's all I have for tonight. I'll hand it back to you. This is KAPKW. Back to the net.
All right, very good, Philip. Always good to hear you in there. I apologize for fumbling your name. I don't know why I have Dave down here, but I got it corrected in the log here. So good luck, and hope to see you more on the net and in other club activities. All right, I'm at the bottom of the page, so I'm looking for more check-ins. 5 at a time, call signs, and first name only. Go ahead now.
Remember, this is Kilo 8 Bravo India, Bill.
Okay, I got K8BI Bill, and there was clearly somebody underneath there. The other station, go ahead.
November Tango 8 Delta, NT8D, Dave.
November Tango 8, was it Tango again? Was that Dave? Maybe that's where I got the name.
No, first time in. Last letter is Delta, as in Dave. November Tango 8 Delta, as in Dave.
Okay, I got you this time. My NT8D. We'll get right back to you then. Looking for more check-ins. Go ahead. Name and call sign. All right, sounds like somebody's trying to get in, but all noise on the signal. So let me go ahead and work the 2 I've got here, and then we'll go down to taking people one at a time for check-ins. Top of the list, K8BI. Bill, good evening, and how are you doing tonight?
Doing real well. Good to hear everybody. I just wanted to stop in and say hello. Didn't really have an agenda item. Just trying to stay warm like everybody else is. Just looking at the calendar. Looks like we're in the icebox until like next Tuesday. So yeah, we'll stay bundled up. And anticipating that, I went around and tried to stock up. Got stuff shopped for today. Made a couple of different stops. Got those errands out of the way before the real cold set in. Got everything cleaned out. Lots of sidewalk to shovel or snow blow in driveways to clean. So now I can finally exhale and relax. Good to hear everyone, and we'll see you next week maybe. W8VPV, this is K8BI.
All right, Bill. Yeah, it's not going to be absurdly cold, but I think in the 10 to 13 degree range for most of the week, and then maybe warming up, as you said, towards the beginning of next week. I think I see 22 degrees forecast as a high for next Monday, a week from now. So hunker down and keep the pipes from freezing, and hopefully we'll all be here on the backside to see the spring days. You got to keep in mind the days are getting longer each day. We're picking up about 2 minutes of daylight every day, so we're out of the worst of the winter, at least as far as sunlight. Let's see here. Next on the list, NT8D, and I don't know what your name is. NT8D, go ahead.
Good evening. Name here is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo. I'm in Copley, and my Monday evening rehearsal was canceled because of the weather this weekend. We had a Zoom meeting instead, so I was kind of just listening to the chatter. So I check in and say hello to the group here. We had about 8 to 10 inches of snow here in Copley. Got it all plowed out. Fortunately, throughout the whole thing, there was not a whole lot of wind, so that made it all workable. Hope everybody has a good evening, and say Thanks for letting me check into your net, W8VPV and T8D.
Well, very good, Dave, and don't be a stranger. You're always invited here, and when schedule permits, we'd love to hear you. Yeah, speaking of measurements, I think depending on where you're looking around my yard, it was anywhere from about 11 or 12 inches to maybe 14. I'm lucky. I was about 5-6 years ago, I bought myself a little Kubota tractor, and that thing is just an animal going through the snow. Put it in four-wheel drive, and I was able to plow out my driveway, including the ice dam the city built for me at the front of my driveway, over about 2 hours today. It was a bit nippy, but I figure I'll get it done today at 15 degrees rather than wait till Tuesday or Wednesday at 10 degrees. So at least I got that under control. Assuming the car will start tomorrow, I've got a dental appointment and one other errand, and I'm going to pack it in here and try to survive this upcoming cold weather. Thanks very much, Dave. Appreciate the check-in. All right, I'm at the bottom of the list. We'll take check-ins one at a time at this point. Do we have anybody else wanting to check in? I can hear somebody trying to get in. You're getting through to the repeater okay, but there's total noise on your signal. If you've got 440 capability, you can try our 440 input. If you can move higher in elevation, our repeaters in Cuyahoga Falls, so maybe get to a location where there's nothing but maybe a window between you and the city of Cuyahoga Falls. See if you can try it again. We'll give it one more try. Go ahead. Nothing heard. I'm going to go ahead and run through the announcements once more. We'll check once more for check-ins and then kind of wind this net up then. Unfortunately, we've got a silent key to announce. Dave Reith, Whiskey 8, Hotel Foxtrot Yankee, W8VPV. He's been a long-term club member and just a heck of a guy. He was a college professor at Kent State. Became a silent key Sunday. I don't have any details on it. I just heard this through an announcement from Anthony. We'll know more later on this week. But super nice guy. I've worked with him and interacted with him and helped work on his rig once or twice. And just a bright person. I really enjoyed working with him. Sorry to see him go. This Wednesday, January 28th, would normally be a session at our clubhouse due to the excessive cold, snow, and the fact the parking lot may not be plowed. We're going to cancel that. However, there will be a couple of us up there, probably from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8 on a work session, trying to get it organized a little bit more, cleaned up, repair some table legs, put a keyboard shelf in on a table, and maybe do some general planning and talking. So if you got nothing else going, love to see you Wednesday about 5 p.m. And if not, not a problem at all. This is, as I say, an informal work session. Next formal meeting will be our February meeting. That'll be February 11th, Wednesday, 7 p.m. new time. This will be at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ. We're looking at offering a bunch of antenna projects for technicians to boost the output of that HT. The antenna that you normally get on HT, that rubber ducky, is great for local communication. Excuse me one second. The rubber ducky is a great antenna for local communication, but it really kind of falls apart when you try to get any distance for it. We've got several club members on the periphery of our signal footprint right now, and I think an antenna like this would help greatly. We're looking at actually 4 or 5 different options, a J-pole antenna, a flower pot antenna, maybe even a tape measure beam. But we'll be presenting these ideas at the February meeting along with other club business and probably doing the actual build project at the clubhouse on the 4th Wednesday of February. So that's all I got for announcements. Do you have any last check-ins? Okay, nothing heard. We'll go ahead and wrap this net up at this point. Again, want to remind you that we will have an 80-meter band exploration net tonight. It'll be somewhere near 3.827 megahertz. We'll put the exact frequency on the repeater here right around 828 or so. I'm going to have to look around and find an empty spot on the band. Certainly hope you can make it. So with that, I'll go ahead and wrap this net up. In preparing to close this net, I'd like to thank each and every one of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been Frank. My call is W8EZT, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. We'll now close the net with 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 check-ins, myself included, and return these repeaters to normal and customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, closing the net at 9:06 p.m. local time. Thanks, everybody. 73, stay warm, and hope to catch some of you on the 80-meter net tonight at 9:30. We're clear.